Now, Goa Krovi is Backshot 2 because you just might be having the best time of your life. You know, everything is going good. You're having fun. You're clapping cheeks. She's giving you dome. You're giving them dome. Everything is going good. You're eating cake like Gordon Ramsay on Cake Boss. Next thing you know, it's Skyrim Simulator and a fucking dragon is roaring down from the heavens like Jesus' revenge. And you are lit on fire and everything is burning. Except this time it's finally not gonorrhea. It's a goddamn dragon. Hello, you beautiful people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Welcome to another tier list video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a tier list on the Call of Duty Zombies maps in which I think are best for backshots. Now, if you actually are unfamiliar with what a backshot is, well, I'm here to tell you it's how I got here to make this tier list in the first place when my dad gave my mom a backshots in Gotham City with Batman watching in a cut corner. Now, I don't think this tier list has ever actually been done before, and that's probably for good reason, because I don't believe it probably should have ever been done, but I'm here to say, fuck it, why not? Always gotta ask ourselves, why not, at the end of the day. Now, let's go over the tiers real quick. Let's go from bottom to top. We got Backshots 2. You're not going to be able to even, like, comprehend what a backshot is enough in this area to even get to Dirty Brown Town with your partner here. Then you got Total Erectile Dysfunction. Your dick is not even gonna get up for a millisecond. It's gonna be like Jack Frost is blowing a cold fog over your cock.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm high on crack.
And nothing is about to happen. Similarly, we got Can't Even Get It Up, but it's just like you might have a chance at getting up, but you're probably not going to be able to have any frisky action with Catwoman here. Now you got One Pump and Dump. You know, you got time for maybe like a quick one pump and dump, like a cryptocurrency scam, but instead of being scammed out of money, you're being scammed out of all your semen. It's just not going to be a good time all around. It's just going to be a quickie, and you're not going to have any fun. And speaking of quickies, we got good for a quickie, you know, a good 5-10 minute rally, and you're going to have a good time, but it's going to be over very fast, much like my coherent sentences and my train of thoughts be cut off pretty damn quickly, much like me at the bar when I shit in the bathroom sink. Backshots for days. You're going for the top now. Backshots for days. You're going to be able to clap it almost infinite about a booty cheeks here. Good couple hours worth of fun. You're going to be able to clap those fucking cheeks and hear them jiggle on your shaft. Your mystical meat scepter. And you got Butthole Destruction. You're pretty much going to be begging. They're going to pretty much be absolutely decimated by the time you're done giving them back shots. And you might even slip it in the booty hole because of how good this map is for back shots. Then you have infinite back shots where you could literally get stuck in an infinite time loop like the Hyperbolic Time Chamber from Dragon Ball Z and have infinite amounts of back shots on this map because you're completely private and you are hidden from the rest of the world. So pretty much, you know, which map is the best for sex?
He said it.
You know, like Nocturne. Let's start off with Nocturne Tone. You're in. It's nighttime, so it's already going to be a little bit chilly out, and we all know, you know, it's kind of hard to go your little woodpecker up when it's cold outside. It's definitely not the easiest fucking task in the world. You'd have an easier time waking off grandma when she's tweaking off the perk 30s, drinking a bottle of moonshine with her NyQuil. So being cold definitely makes it a little bit tough for backshots, and there's like no windows. It's pretty bad on Nox. So our first map, I think you're not even going to be able to get it up because it's going to be so freezing fucking cold. Your dick is going to need an ice pick to be broken in half like a Scooby-Doo character frozen in ice. So we're not starting off too strong for the backshots, but we do get for a rock, which is good for a quickie. I think the weather conditions and temperature are going to be adequate enough for you to get your boner up, but I don't feel like it's a good environment for backshots because it's an insane asylum. There's blood, shit, piss, and screaming, queefing giraffe people running around. So I don't really think it's a great spot for backshots, but if you're desperate enough, I think you can squeeze out a quickie here due to the fact that it's not cold enough for your dick. Then you have Shinonuma Shrek Swamp. I feel like it's more like a dusk than a nighttime, so I think you're going to be able to get it up a little bit here. And you can use the water for lube if you're really desperate. So I think it's a good for a quickie as well. Now, Deriz goes to Butthole Destruction because there's a room with a furnace. So you can like go in there to warm up, and when you're too warm, you can leave that room. So you can like keep swapping positions based off of what part of the map you want to be in and how warm you are. Plus, you can teleport. You can, who knows what's going to happen if you teleport with her coochie on your meat rod. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. So I think that's pretty cool. We could do some Spire. You could do some experimental back shots on Deriz, so I think that's really fucking cool as well. And Keenan Toten is going to be our first infinite backshots because it is a movie theater. So you're going to be able to Netflix and chill here. You're going to be able to bodaciously backshot yo bitch until the end of time, until the cows come home, or until dad comes home with the cigarettes and milk after we win the lottery. It's crazy. So yeah, I feel like Keenan Toten is the perfect map for backshots because you have a little bit of entertainment too while you're giving her the good old meat fungus. So you're going to have a good fucking time. And not to mention that, again, there is a teleporter, so you can teleport room, and if you're an adult content creator, you can film it and put it on the hub, so it's an infinite fucking W. You can actually make a stable living with your backshots here because of the environment around you. Pretty fucking cool. And now we have another one because it's the Pentagon 5. I don't think you're going to get a much better map and atmosphere for backshots because you're going to be hidden from every single person in the planet. You're just going to be able to be locked away with your significant other to absolutely clapify those cheeks like an anal applause, like you just watched Hamilton. So I think 5 is actually going to be the best map on this tier list. I don't think we're actually going to ever surpass 5 on the backshots tier, simply because the Pentagon is the most secured place besides my asshole, so it's pretty fucking cool. Now Ascension, I think, is like backshots for days because you can warm up by the rocket jet fuel and huff that gas and get absolutely zebra zooted off of those fucking fumes. Not to mention you can have sex in the sky with a lunar lander, so I think that's absolutely beautiful as well. You can absolutely clapify those cheeks in the middle of the sky like Zeus butt fucking a god back in the day. So I think that's a pretty cool visual, you know, nothing like having sex in the sky like your Squidward off that clarinet Zaza pack. Call of the Dead, it's actually going to be backshot too. It's so fucking cold in Call of the Dead. Plus you got George Romero running around beating you, so unless if you're a masochist, I don't think you're going to be able to get it up anyway. But if you are a masochist, it might be infinite backshots because having that metal rod shoved in your poop chute might actually make it a little bit easier for you to play that KLPG skin flute. So that's pretty fucking interesting. But in my opinion, Call of the Dead is backshot too, simply because of that frigid, ice-cold weather. I find myself to make my pickle go up. I personally find it a little bit difficult to make my Peter Griffin penis flute activate like an Easter egg song when it's too cold outside, so I'm actually gonna have to place this in the backshot too. Despite it being one of my favorite maps, I do not think I could make my Krabby Patty floppy flute perform. Shangri-La, it's like the middle of the day, a pretty nice atmosphere, it's a scenic view. I feel like this would be a very romantic map to do backshots on, so I'm actually going to give it the butthole destruction tier because I think it's just going, like, I think it'd be good for a date as well, you know, like get a picnic basket, hope Yogi Bear doesn't stick his cock in and steal it, and the next thing you know, you're going to be having a great old time. You're going to be able to have a nice romantic date, picnic, lunch, dinner, then eat that fat pussy, and next thing you know, boom, backshot season. So I'm actually going to be putting Shangri-La into the butthole destruction category, which is beautiful. I don't know. I mean, Moon is backshot too because I don't know how you're gonna stick your dick without the space gunk getting in your cock, and next thing you know, you're getting flown away, and your dick is blowing up like a balloon, and you're going to pop like pops from a regular show. Now, I do believe it is a myth that you explode in space, but I mean, I also don't think it's possible to, like, what do you do if you're horny in space? You just fucking rub against your suit. There's no way you're getting your suit off the fuck unless you're in the space station. We're not on the space. Or actually, no, actually, when you turn on the power, there are spots on the map that you can be in without a spacesuit. So I'm gonna move that for a pump and dump because I feel like if you're in the right spot for the right amount of time before the excavators come circumcise you later on in life, you're gonna be able to have a nice quickie. So Moon actually does get to go in the pump and dump.
What is your major malfunction?
I feel like Transit would actually be pretty good. I think we're gonna put that for backshots for days, simply because you can fuck on the bus all you want, or you get out of the Pack-a-Punch Buck or the bank. You pretty much get to do backshots in several different locations. It's like you're watching a movie of traveling while you're butt fucking. So I mean, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I'm going to put Transit in the backshot for days. The only thing is you're gonna have to be okay with Ted watching you, but he's kind of a little robotic cuck fuck anyway, so I don't really think he's gonna mind, honestly. A Bus Depot, you know, we're just gonna put all these maps in the same tier as Transit because they're practically the same thing. Now, Nuketown is set in nighttime, but there's a lot of fire around the map, so I feel like it's warmer than a map like in Noct. So I'm going to put it in the one pump and dump category as well, because I think there's going to be enough buildings and warmth around the map from the, you know, literal bomb that went off in there, besides the bomb that's about to bust out of our ball sacks when we're doing the backshots here. So yeah, Nuketown, you get the one pump and dump. Not a really good map for butt fucking. Die Rise. I mean, Die Rise is in China, and I think they have like a rule for how many babies you can have or something. So I'm just gonna put this in the Backshots Who tier list and move on. Mob of the Dead. I mean, Jail. It's infinite Backshots, dude. Jail is like the #1 place to get butt fucked. I'm gonna put that over Keener Dertona. Like you could fuck in the warden's office to spite him. You could do it nasty and dirty over a toilet, a sink. Hold on to the bars like you're a zoo animal. You got several options there to get down dirty and schnasty, baby. So I'm gonna put Mob of the Dead in that fucking fat infinite Backshots tier. Buried is also going to go. It's gonna go. I mean, you're quite literally buried underground, away from all civilization. So you're not likely to get caught. So I'm gonna put it just below the Pentagon, actually, because I feel like buried is an adequate location for you to get absolutely frisky and disky, freaky deaky with a little bit of tip leaky with your partner action. You know, your balding pubic patch will barely be noticed by anyone in buried. So that's pretty fucking cool. I feel like Origins is going to be way too cold. I think it's totally erectile dysfunction because you're just not going to be able to maintain enough heat to get your skin foot playing, you know? You're not going to be able to get goddamn Squidward tentacles to suck your clarinet here. It's just not going to become perky enough for any action to happen. That being said, it's not completely Backshot 2 because I think if you ride the tank, there might be a way for its engine to heat you up for a sec, but it's not going to be enough for you to get up there, unfortunately. I'm not well adjusted on my Exo Zombies lore to judge them fairly on which maps are good enough to take or have good cock, so I'm going to put them in the bottom tier list simply because I'm not educated enough on the matter to pursue judging these fairly. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get to know which maps are able for you to pull your Kelpie flute in. So I don't think we're too worried on Shadows of Evil, honestly. I think it's a pretty fairly decent map for this shit. I'm gonna put Backshots for days actually above Transit because they're such a big map that I feel like you're going to be able to do a whole bunch of nasty freaky shit without anyone really giving you the time of day because it's such a big busy map. And I mean, hey, if you're really freaky, if you're real exhibitionist gamers, you can fuck on the tram and hope somebody doesn't get a glimpse of your chocolate Patrick Starfish winking at him for that Krabby Patty with the fatty, you know what I'm saying? Shadows of Evil, you get to Backshots for days. The Giants, where did we put Duriz? Butthole Destruct. I mean, there is also the oven on this map, I believe, as well, and also teleporting butt sex, so your penis can teleport into her brain. That's pretty fun. Eisendrag is the middle of the castle. Now, there is the rocket test facility that's like shitty shielded off, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I mean, if you craft the fireball and put it nearby. Noah J, where's the fireball tutorial? Oh, wait, he was too busy getting divorced to make it. So we're going to put the Der Eisendrag into the one pump and dump just because I feel like the fireball is very difficult to craft and you might not even want to fuck by the time you're done painstakingly crafting this thing like long, and it's not worth it. So I'm actually just going to put that there. It's green, like my semen. I'm just going to put it right next to Zetsuba Shinonuma. Now, Gorod Krovi is Backshot 2 because you just might be having the best time of your life, you know, everything is going good, you're having fun, you're clapping cheeks, she's giving you dome, you're giving them dome, everything is going good, you're eating cake like Gordon Ramsay on Cake Boss. Next thing you know, it's Skyrim Simulator and a fucking dragon is roaring down from the heavens like Jesus' revenge, and you are lit on fire, and everything is burning, except this time it's finally not gonorrhea, it's a goddamn dragon, so that's why Gorod Krovi is in Backshot 2, because that dragon will burn your dick off more than any gonorrhea-ridden prostitute will, and it's just a big fat L. Why the fuck am I doing this? Honestly, Revelations I'm gonna put in Butthole Destruction just because it's a very open map and you're quite literally in a fractured multiverse, so you might be able to see every fraction and dimensions of that fat pussy, so it's pretty interesting. We're gonna put that right there. I think it's gonna be very amazing. Backshot so hard you split the universe in two. Congratulations, my man. We're just gonna skip over these Chronicles maps. We've already rated them all. They're all exactly the same with updated visuals. You might be able to see some fat ass cheeks in 4K quality, which is always nice, but I don't think it's worth it to rank all of them again. Bathroom is a great place. Now we got Zombies in Space Lane coming up next, I get it. And we're going to actually put that in the good for a quickie because I don't think there's a greater spot for a quickie than an arcade bathroom. You know, if you want a quick fuck, you just go in the bathroom, you clap cheeks, you'll clean it up, and you put some random ass song on the radio so people think it's a radio station in the background. And next you know, you're getting freaky and you're getting your meaty tickled, and it's just an all around amazing time. Raven the Redwoods, it's kind of like the setup for a horror movie. You got the big mask molestation muffin man trying to tickle your pickle with his chainsaw. So I'm just going to say you're not even going to be able to get it up because you're going to be putting it in, and next thing you know, Mr. Jigsaw is going to come circumcise you 20 years later, and it's just going to hurt like a bitch, so it's not even worth the risk, honestly. And Shaolin's Shuffle is going to go into a total erectile dysfunction just simply because those ninja zombies piss me off so much. If I'm even in the map, I'm going to be think of the total trauma that was playing that map back when it launched, and I'm just not going to have to deal with that bullshit. Same with Attack of the Radioactive thing, honestly, because I feel like if you get your dick breathed on one of those Krog things, it's just GG's, and you're just going to have like salmonella, gonorrhea, guacamole penis, and it's just not going to be worth it to pursue any form of sexual actions from there on out for the rest of your life. So total erectile dysfunction. But if you're willing to bite the biscuit to lick the brisket, it's not going bottom tier. Beast from Beyond. I mean, once again, I think we're in like space, so wherever I put Moon is where it's gonna go. Except I don't really think there's many safe spots around this map, so it's going to go below Moon. The final right is going to go at the top of BACKSHOTS 2, simply because that grotesque fucking creature at the end of the Easter egg disturbs me so much that even simply thinking about it makes it impossible for my wiener to go wahoo like Mario. The Titanic is actually going to go right below Buried, you know, because I feel like you're going to have a little bit of privacy in your cabin. It's a pretty high, you know, rich place. So you gotta have a high status to go there. So I feel like everyone would be respectful, and, you know, you're muffling there with a pillow, having a good time, you know, having some freaky action. We're gonna go ahead and put that at the top tier, but not quite the tippity top of the tippy pecker, you know. Gladiatorial arenas do not make a good place for sex. I know, right? It's crazy. I can't even believe it. Therefore, we're going to put it in the one pump and dump. I feel like if you maybe sneak off for a second, you might be able to get one in, but there's so many people up there. You know, if you're exhibitionist, you could make it work. I personally wouldn't want to do that, but I feel like if you're down bad and you're both freaky, you might be able to make some magical bullshit happen. Now we got Blood of the Dead, which is literal hell. But it's also a pretty warm hidden location. BACKSHOTS for days. Classified is going right behind 5 because it's literally just the Pentagon all over again. Dead of the Night is actually going to go at the bottom of Infinite BACKSHOTS because, once again, it's a pretty rich manor. I feel like you can pay your butler to buttfuck anyone that tries to interrupt the fun times. So you're not really going to have to be worried about too many interruptions there, as long as you're not forming a party or whatever like they were when the map takes place. Ancient Evil is going to go at the bottom of Butthole Destruction. Actually, it's going to go right behind Shangri-La, because having sex in like ancient Greece, Rome, mythological areas is super fucking funny to me, and I think that would be absolutely beautiful. And that's like, hey babe, remember that time we fucked at the Temple of Apollo? Some Peter Griffin shit right there. Alpha Omega, I'm going to put a tier above Newtown simply because this map does take place in the daytime rather than at nighttime, so it'll be a little warmer for your pecker. But you can't even get it up because it is daytime once again, and there's actually not a bunch of fog, and it actually kind of looks cozy. So if you can warm up enough in the lighthouse, I think you'd be able to manage to get it up a little bit. So I'm actually going to move it right in front of 9, actually. The Machine, I feel like the secret lab area will be good. You know, you could probably sneak a little bit of doggy in the basement of that map. So BACKSHOTS for days, actually, especially if you like big green buff men, because then you can have the Megaton join in and clapify your cheeks. And then if you kill him and he duplicates himself, well, next thing you go, you get a fantastic 3-way, and it's a fun time for everyone involved, you know what I'm saying? So can't really complain about that. Firebase Z is pretty much the same thing. I mean, the Mimic probably got some infinite sloppy toppy capabilities with those mouths, as long as you don't mind the teeth. But I mean, if you're a dentist, you can pull those bitches out in no time. Outbreak is too big. I don't want to fuck on Outbreak. Hour takes place in nighttime, but there's a bunch of bunkers and a train, so I don't really know if it'd be worth it, honestly. Probably pump and dump. Forsaken, I don't really know what would happen in Forsaken. It does take place in nighttime, but there's like just enough going on in the bunkers that I think you could stay warm, and there's like a whole conference room and everything, so you could definitely bend some shit over behind that desk. Good for a quickie. And all the Vanguard maps get bottom ass poop shit fuck you tier, because I wouldn't want to fuck on a Vanguard map. Same with Modern Warfare Zombies. Terminates is nighttime, it's gross, and there's a bunch of bullshit flying around the map, but yet again, there's that underground bunker area, so we're gonna put it right below D Machine. And then Liberty Falls is going to go in Butthole, actually at the top of Butthole Destruction Tier, because once again, it's just a town, right? So before the outbreak, if it was nighttime, you could easily sneak in some back shots and also just have a fun time. And if they're respectful citizens of the area, didn't interrupt you or want to cock block you, you'd be all set to have a good time. And it would just be a nice frisky Friday night with the homeboys, if you know what I'm saying. Well, this was my Call of Duty Zombies Backshots tier list. Feel free to make your own if you also have brainworms, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on the video. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching the video. Peace out, gamers.